so let's say you operate on that basis. So every 5 clients or every 10, you're upping the price. Obviously, there's a capacity limit to what we do. Depends on if you want to hire people, but then that comes another problem because your margins will be lower for certain clients, for certain sessions. That can become a problem if you've got different price points and some too low. So how do you, when you're at, let's say you're not going to hire trainers, let's keep it simple. You're just your own, one trainer. You want to do 50 sessions a week and you get 50 and then everyone's on like, every 10 or 15 increment is on like a different price point. What do you do then to maximize revenue beyond there? Do you, because you're kind of, do you bring them all up to a level? Do you hike them up gradually? Like, how do you manage that?
I approached it the opposite. I used to come up with a dollar figure for a week or a month that I wanted to make.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would divide it out by the number of sessions I needed to perform. The very first goal I ever set for myself was, I want to make $1,000 a week. And I was doing hour sessions back then and working out of gyms and apartment buildings and stuff like that. So I need 20 clients at $50 an hour. But I approached it with $1,000. Then I wanted to make $2,000 a week. What's a good way to, well, let's do half-hour sessions. If I could do it at $50 and, I could double up very quickly. So that's the way I went after it. If you want to think about your business. If you want to make $2,500 a week, 50 sessions at $50 a session, and if they're 30-minute sessions, is 25 hours worth of work, or 5 hours a day, 5 days a week. And that's $100,000 to $120,000 a year, give or take, on vacation. That's a great business.
Yeah. That's certainly the goal for a lot of our listeners, actually, is that kind of business, that level. And obviously you can go way beyond that if you want to. It's a really bad question, to be honest, Pete. I didn't ask it very well, but what I'm really trying to understand is, like, with your particular approach, when you get your 50 sessions, so let's say that's whatever, 25 clients, and you've got 5 on $25 a session, then you've got the next 5 on 30, the next 5 on 35. There comes a point where you're at capacity. What do you do then if you want to make more money? How do you then bring people up in that context?
You can go back to the $25 sessions and just start bumping them up. I
Sure.
did not do small increments like you described. I would do much larger increments. So
Okay.
I would go $25, $50, $75 a session.
Got it. Okay.
And it'll average out quickly because your 75s and your 25s are giving you $100 an hour, or on $100 a session rather, on average. So
Help me understand that.
Well, so if you have, let's say you have 10 $25 sessions and 10 $75 sessions.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
$50 average, not 100.
Mm-hmm. And I guess I'm just thinking, I'm curious, okay, then how would you go about bringing up the guys on $25 to, would you bring them up to 50 or 75? Would you say, like, I'm curious how you'd manage that process.
It depends on how strong you are. With me,
Okay.
I had a waiting area that was busier than the gym.
Right.
I had bodies stacking up in the waiting area, socializing, which was always good. It was great networking and marketing for me. To have 3 or 4 or 5 clients hanging out. People knowing that they have to get in there early because I'm going to point, there's not a lot of chit chat. We're going. Okay. So based on that, hey, you see how booked I am. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm out of spots and you're at $40. I got to bring you up to 75. I hope you're okay with that. And because they've seen the atmosphere in action, no, I really appreciate you giving me the break. I never had a problem with it. Now, if they walk in and they're the only one in the waiting room and the gym is empty and you're just sitting there waiting for your next session and you start with a lot of dialogue, hi, how are you? How's your family? That body language says something. It says that you're broke and you're not successful. And when you go to bump the rate up, it's going, no, I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, no, okay. So this comes back to your point about operating from a position of strength. It totally makes sense because you're looking at that cohort and that price point and you're kind of saying, you have no fear because you've got demand, you've got referrals coming in. And if you make a big jump, if it's like 40 to 75, for instance, you will probably churn some. Like if it's a smaller jump, you won't. You'll always probably churn less than you think. That's what I've experienced. It's always interesting when we work with people, like they're always so scared to do a price rise. And when they do, it's never as bad as they think it's going to be. And I love doing the math where I look at, okay, well, even if you lost like this many clients, you'd still make more money because obviously raising prices is such a powerful lever in increasing profitability. And so when they see that, they're like, I just find a lot of people don't do the math. So guys, if you're looking at raising your prices, do the math and realize that how much more money you're going to make, even if you lose clients, and you probably won't lose as many as you think.